What's happening, everybody? It's Knifecenter Link coming to you today with another knife. Today we have an offering from Bestech. This is my first Bestech on the channel that I know of, anyway. So, it comes in this nice box. Very sturdy, very aesthetically pleasing. So we basically have a zipper pouch. We have a gel pack on the inside the box and inside the package. Very exciting. You have your typical plastic wrapping, plastic baggie. You have a Bestech knives microfiber cloth in a nice triangle folded formation. You have your Bestech information card, introduction, maintenance, storage, and warranty. So, and then we have the knife. This is the Bestech Exploit. Ooh-wee. Look at that blade. Wow. Oh. So, oh, that doesn't work too well. Wait, yes it does. Look at that. So, we have an overall length of 8.125 inches at the longest point. Measurements taken by yours truly. We have a blade length of 3.5 inches exactly to the dot. Cutting edge 3.3125 inches or 3 5/16. We have a blade of steel of S35VN. The handle is 4.625 inches or 4 5/8. Thickness 0.4375 or 7/16. And we have a handle height at the largest point of exactly 1 inch at the highest point. We have a weight of, let's find out. .99 ounces, so just at 5 ounces. Look at that, just right under 5 ounces. Wow. So, in the pivot we have ceramic ball bearings, very smooth. And when I say smooth, I mean super smooth action. Earlier it was literally drop. All I had to do was give it a little tiny oomph, and it was dropping shut. But I noticed one of the body screws was a little loose, so I tightened it up, and now it won't do that. So we have a full titanium backspacer. Starts off with the gear type pattern jimping, and then it comes all the way up in a tiny gap. Oh, sorry, in a tiny gap between the backspacer and the jimping. We have T8 screws all around, pivot body and pocket clip. And speaking of pocket clip, we have a milled titanium pocket clip. So this goes for $238 on Knifecenter and on White Mountain Eyes. So this is my first Bestech. I've had my eyes on the Shodan for the longest time, and I've been kicking myself for not buying it. But after seeing and using the exploit here, I am definitely getting the Shodan as soon as possible. Probably going to be my next purchase. Anyway, first thing I noticed on the knife is the blade. Very aesthetically pleasing. Perfect slicing and piercing design. Perfectly placed thumb hole and fuller. Beautiful. It just flows with the design. I love it. The deep jimping up here also adds to the look of the blade, to the aggressiveness of the blade. And the rest of the jimping continues down the spine, down into the handle for an extended grip purchase. So you can kind of come up in grip, super aggressive up front, and then a little more mild towards the back. And there is kind of like a ramp here to rest your thumb against for piercing tasks. But both types of jimping are very effective. So I do love some nice jimping. I do like aggressive jimping. So that works out good for me. Moving to the handle, the pivot has a nice Todd Knife and Tool logo. Love it. Looks good. Speaking of logos, there's a small Bestech logo on the blade, and that is it. I don't like billboarding, and this is very minimal for the billboarding. So the handle scales, these are anodized, but the milling, it's like a very futuristic machinery type style. And see, there's 3 holes here on the front, 3 holes on the back, I guess for aesthetics. The back scale has a Hinderer style lock bar over a travel stop. Which works well. Lockup is at about 45%. The handle is super ergonomic. It curves perfectly for your hand. And we have a kind of indent here for your pointer finger to get into and to prevent you from sliding up during piercing tasks. We have a little choil here. It's not too big. It's pretty small, but it does work out. You just got to be careful so you don't nip your finger on here on the back of the blade. But it does work, and it adds to the look of the knife. Pocket clip matches the rest of the handle, like the style and the theme. Clip feels a bit light and springy, but it works pretty well. It does have a weak point here, right here. It seems like after maybe some heavy usage that it might run the risk of snapping or bending. Also, the one thing that the worst thing for me about this knife is the screws, the body screws. They suck. They're super shallow, and easy to strip. Because I had to tighten some of the screws, and like my bit was just like stripping and popping out. And I have a good set. I have the Weeha torque driver, and I have the Weeha bits. And like the screws were just terrible. But other than that, I really do love this knife. So overall, the knife is very well made, aesthetically pleasing, extremely fidget friendly. Action is super smooth, like some of the smoothest action out of any knife I've ever owned, including Chris Reed knives. Blade will drop shut with a little bit of encouragement. And we have several deployment methods. So thumb flick, spidey flick, front flip, and then we have the fuller. We could do a fuller flick. We could do a fuller roll, fuller thumb flick. So fidget factor is pretty high with this blade. I highly recommend it. Very well done, Bestech and Todd Knife and Tool. And I hope to see more in the future. And I'm waiting for the Wee Knives Root Kit to come out as well. So that will be my ultimate knife. So let's do some size comparison. I found a knife that's very, very similar in the ergonomic shape as this Bestech. Check it out. Doesn't that look? It curves up, and it's just like the Spidey Chef, except different blade shapes. Very good. Here we have the Kershaw Blur. You have the Benchmade Super Freak, Civivi Praxis, you have the Hinderer XM18, we have the Spyderco Shaman, and one more, last but not least, the Buck Marksman. I sold my Endura. I have a Endella in K390 on the way to replace my Endura. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing a review on that as soon as I get it. And, you know, maybe a day after I get it so I can play with it a little bit. But this is the Bestech exploit. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Stay tuned. I got a lot more knives coming. I've been slacking lately. I apologize. But I will be making more videos soon. So stay tuned. Peace out, guys.